Episode 1 of Rant Havok. You're in for a weird one. We talk about DC's movie universe, and we may even come up with some ideas for some new movies. Either way, they're terrible, but you can decide.
Welcome to the latest erudition, Rant Havok. I am Andrew. With me, as always, is my favorite person in the world. Not really, but kind of. Scott.
I like how you said, with you as always, when this is the first one.
I know, right? Well, it's because you've always been with me for every one of my little psychotic projects.
Because you're a weirdo.
And I have like two friends, and you're like both of them.
Was that a fat joke?
It could have been.
Anyway.
If I thought about it, it could have been.
Well, we should probably introduce ourselves, I guess.
All right. Well, I am Andrew. As I said, I am going to be ranting about whatever comes through my head. The little weasels in my brain want me to talk about Superman sometimes. Other times they want me to talk about the state of gaming.
Hey, other times he'll be talking about the color of his pants. I don't know.
Usually black. Although lately khaki.
Always because you always work.
Yeah.
Like always. 600 hours a week.
Roughly.
Anyway, well, I am Scott. I like all kinds of nerdy stuff, so I'll be talking about anything. And sometimes I may even mention my website, but I won't do that on this time.
Save the plug for the end.
I'm going to.
I'm sure we'll get to be plugging lots of vintage gaming on this show.
Really? Shut up.
I don't have anything to plug. I have myself. I will plug myself. I have no social media. I'm not on Twitter anymore.
Off of. And you really should rephrase that. Do you really want to plug yourself?
I will not rephrase that.
Anyway.
And that is how we introduce our show. Welcome to Rant Havok, everyone. We are going to be going over everything that you can possibly want to hear two out-of-shape nerds talk about. Everything from how we feel about the state of DC comics and or movies to what our favorite cereal is.
Actually, I bought cereal. I might have a whole box for breakfast. Anyway, so I think it's time that we just go ahead and move into our first topic.
Today we're talking about the current state of the DC comic universe. Now, I don't know about you, Scott, but I'm pretty out of the loop. I get Bleeding Cool on my phone, but I haven't bought a comic in a couple years.
I think we could always run with the current state of the movie universe with James Gunn and everything, and how toxic some of the fans have become.
I just feel bad for Henry Cavill. I feel bad for him. He gets the call to come back and be Superman against The Rock's Black Adam, which, that would be a super CGI slugfest that I would want to see. And then next thing we know, we're getting an announcement from him to say that he and James Gunn have come to terms and he's not going to be returning as Superman.
Well, basically all of the DC stuff is going to be rebooted. The only thing that he's on record as saying might continue is the Robbie Reyes Blue Beetle movie, which would be kind of cool.
They cast Miguel from Cobra Kai.
Yes.
As Robbie.
Miguel McDuena, whatever. I don't know. No. That's not his first name. Hold on.
That's not his first name. Character.
Xolo, I think, is his first name.
Xolo.
But anyway, the thing is, though, I liked Henry Cavill's Superman, but he didn't really feel like the Superman that we all grew up on. Everyone's saying that, they tried to update him so he's relevant to the current society, but I don't think he needed to be updated because he was always the kind of person that had morals above everything else. He always did the right thing. The fact that he killed Zod, I didn't like that, even though I know that in the context of the movie it needed to be done. But it still didn't feel Superman. But overall, I liked the character. I liked what they did. But I'm not going to be the kind of person that's going to be just taking a dump on James Gunn, because I liked what he's done with DC and Marvel, so I'm kind of wondering how he's going to be going forward, and I'm looking forward to it. And all these fans that are saying that he's ruining DC need to just wait and see what happens first.
All these fans who are saying he's ruining DC obviously have not watched a Batman movie in the last 20 years. I think, and stop me if you feel like I'm going a little overboard with this.
You are.
They need a universe centered not around the main established characters. I know everybody's like, oh, well, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, that's going to sell merchandise.
Yeah.
But the universe doesn't revolve around the three of them. The universe revolves around, unfortunately enough, in DC, it revolves around the East Coast of the United States. Yes,
to be fair, so is Marvel.
Gotham, Bloodhaven, New York City, and Metropolis are all on the East Coast.
Yeah, I agree. I think they can have Superman, Wonder Woman, and everybody as characters, like ancillary characters, not main characters, because we've already seen their origin stories. We've seen their stories. We've, all these other things. Just have them with cameos, or have some, do something new and just see how that goes. Maybe, start off with a Green Lantern movie, but don't do it like you're introducing the Green Lantern. Just have it so, it's like the Green Lantern have always been operating in around Earth, maybe with Hal Jordan being it, and just have it start off with a brand new Green Lantern. I would say John Stewart. I don't like the other 3 or 7 or 8 human Green Lanterns that there have been.
So James Gunn said that he's taking a lot of inspiration for the way he's building the DC cinematic universe. He's taking a lot of inspiration from the Justice League Unlimited show. I am currently a season into the Justice League Unlimited show on HBO Max.
I need to watch it again. It's been so long since I saw it.
It's a bunch of standalone adventures. I don't think that in a post-MCU world where we've had all these movies tied together with a common thread, I don't think it would work. I don't think any of the animated series would work as a good basis for a cinematic universe.
You know what I think they should do?
The problem that stems from it is that you need to have, and again, in a post-MCU universe, you need to have everything crescendo. Everything is building towards one big battle or one big sequence. A very interesting one, I think, could be done with the wedding of Lois and Clark. You could build an entire 3-movie arc towards the ultimate endgame being Lois and Clark are getting married at the end. It's not a big fight against Darkseid. It's not Brainiac destroying the world. It's literally just a will they, won't they romantic comedy done with superheroes. That could work really well.
Well, you know what I would like? They did a TV show, I think it was called Unpowered, something like that. And it was basically set in the DC universe, but it was it a law firm, I think? And it was a comedy about just living in that world and having to clean up after heroes. And I think that
I will say it again. If they do not cast Leslie Knope as the insurance adjuster in a superhero movie, they're doing it wrong.
I'm sorry. It was actually called Powerless. It takes place in the DC universe and follows the adventures of Emily Locke as Director of Research and Development at Wayne Security, a subsidiary of Wayne Enterprises based in Charm City that specializes in products for ordinary humans that are poised to be victims of the battles between superheroes and supervillains. Something like, just seeing normal people in a world with all these supervillains and superheroes are fighting, I think would be kind of interesting. I've said it a long time ago, and I'll say it again. Do a Cloverfield-style disaster movie, but instead of monsters or whatever, have it superheroes versus supervillains, and you got the ordinary people trying to survive. That would be pretty cool.
Marvel's doing that. They have a show coming out called Damage Control, and it's going to be, who was it? the cop from Ant-Man.
Oh God, I don't remember his name.
No, he was Jim on The Office.
As long as we get what's his name to do the narration at the beginning of every episode, kind of describing where we're at in the the situation. God, what is his name from Ant-Man?
And the actor's name is Randall Park. He's also in the show New Girl for one episode where he tells Nick Miller that he has the lowest credit score he's ever seen. And he doesn't get any credit on the show in the credits or anything. And I just think it's amazing that he's gone from telling Nick Miller he had no credit score to being a close-up magic cop.
That's who it is. Lewis, Michael Pena's character. He was the one that was doing like the whole narration of the thing. I would love him to be involved in that show.
So there's a rumor that there exists a video of Lewis driving down the road, talking on the phone, recapping the entire Infinity Saga.
Honestly, that would be freaking awesome.
There's a rumor that it exists, but it's never been leaked and it's never been released. But we're getting off topic. We need to get back to talking about DC.
I mean, I agree with we're off on rants.
I know, we're out of our friggin' minds. I do agree. A show about unpowered characters would be really, really good. Another idea that could work really well, and it is working. It's doing really well on the Webtoons app. Is the Bat Family, where it's just occasional glimpses of them doing things as superheroes, but then it's just mostly them just hanging out. I would love to see that as a TV show from DC. Perfect sitcom fodder. You could film it in the 3/4 view, fourth invisible wall thing, like Friends and all that. Just don't do a bad laugh track, and I think it'll be perfect.
Another thing that I would like if they really want to do Superman.
What's that?
Make Superman not very important to the show, but just do a show about Lois and Clark doing investigative reporting. And then maybe at the end of the story that they're investigating, Superman has to show up and do whatever, or have it not as a supervillain type of a movie, more Superman shows up to maybe break up a arms smuggling ring when Lois gets kidnapped or something, and just do it kind of like that. Maybe kind of a what's that movie with Liam Neeson?
Taken?
Yeah.
Gray?
Yeah, something like Taken, but Clark is like, I'm gonna get you now, and then that's when Superman comes out. He does whatever. I don't know, just kind of throw weird ideas, because things like that would be interesting, something new and different that we haven't seen before.
I would watch, and judge me all you want, I would watch a Real Housewives of the Justice League.
Oh God, no.
No, hang on, hear me out. You can judge me all you want for this, but it's just, it's that concept of, the wives of superheroes. They all get together, they all go out for breakfast or lunch or something. And it's just, we get to watch as Lois Lane is sitting there just trying not to lose her mind over the fact that Catwoman is sitting there next to her, arguing with Carol Ferris about whether or not the diamonds in her necklace are real.
Hear me out on this idea. I was just thinking about it.
Are we going to change the name of our show to Hear Me Out?
I mean, we could, but no, we're not. I've got an idea. Why doesn't James Gunn just grab the people that worked on the Arrowverse shows? They have experience on building things up and separately, and then coming together for crossovers that work. They're the ones who made the Arrowverse what it is, but of course, the CW...
See, if we get a Green Arrow movie directed by Kevin Smith, I can die a happy man.
I'll be honest with you. I think Kevin Smith should do something. I think he's... Didn't he do Daredevil runs in comic books? I would love to see him do something.
He wrote a 3-issue spread on Daredevil, I believe. And then he wrote pretty consistently for over a year on Green Arrow.
Did he really?
He wrote a long time.
Okay. Well, why not adapt some of his stories into a movie and then get him to direct, or at least co-direct? Because let's face it, he's good for directing smaller things, But with a big budget, he might need someone to jump in and help with that, because let's face it, even though he's brilliant with a lot of things, when it comes to cinematography, he's not exactly the best.
I just had the best idea ever. Give Kevin Smith like $7 million, one of those giant 40-pound black and white cameras.
Oh God.
Hang on, I'm not done. And he gets 2 characters. He gets 2 named characters. He gets Nightwing, and he gets Speedy.
No.
Arsenal, a Red Arrow, and it is, hang on. He has to have them figure out who kidnapped Bruce Wayne.
I've got one for you.
Hang on, 2 named characters. So you literally only have Arsenal and Nightwing throughout the majority of the movie. There are a couple of fight scenes where they beat up some goons, and at the end of the movie, they kick open a door, and you see the back of the Joker's head pointing a gun at the back of Bruce Wayne's head. You never get a face on the Joker, never get a face on Bruce Wayne. You could run it as both a very serious movie, or you could run it as just straight up slapstick buddy cop comedy.
I have a better idea for Kevin Smith.
Okay.
You're gonna hate me for this. Booster Gold.
Yes. Oh my God, no, yes, all of my yes.
Because Booster Gold is a very, very talkative character, and Kevin Smith is very good with words. People that talk a lot. That would be perfect for him.
Booster Gold is Randall. If Randall from Clerks is anybody from the DCU, it's Booster Gold. And that makes Dante Skeets.
Oh God. You know what the funny thing is? Now that you just said that, I'm picturing the 2 arguing, and they really do argue the same as the freaking characters.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it. I'm out of my mind, but I'm right.
Well, there we go. We just came up with a blockbuster movie.
We just came up with 2 decent movies. James Gunn, hire me. I can do my own motion capture. I can play Skeets for you. I will be the motion capture for Skeets.
What are you gonna do? Just wear a green bodysuit and just decorate your head and just flip your head around?
I was feeling a little bit more like the Thing from the Addams Family, where it's just my hand, but I could do that too.
I'll be honest with you, they'd probably update it so it would be more like a little bit of a drone type of situation or something, but
it would just be a DJI.
Well, no, they would just basically green screen that out into Skeets. That's all they would really need to do.
But now, who would play Skeets? And like, I've got a very serious answer for it, and I don't know if it would work, but I think Nathan Fillion as Skeets would be perfect.
I don't know. Does he sound good when he's arguing?
He sounds good when he's getting flustered. Oh, no, actually, I take it back. Carrie Elway's as Skeets.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
I mean, he's still doing things. I haven't seen him. Well, actually, I've never seen him anywhere, but I know what he's in.
I saw him at Comic-Con a few years ago when he signed my copy of The Princess Bride.
I know you did. I was there at that con with you.
All right. So, friends, viewers, people who listen to my rambling and nonsense, I want you all to be aware that Scott recorded this podcast not wearing pants.
Really? You're going to go there?
Yes, I am. So,
you know I can cut that out, right?
But will you?
Probably not. I'm kind of lazy.
I know. So, friends, please, next week we're going to talk about something else random. We're probably going to record that tomorrow.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, Scott, do you have anything to say to the nice people?
Get off my lawn.
Bye, guys.
See you guys later. Where's the damn stop button?